You know, sometimes when you look at an IEM and you just wonder how the hell is it supposed to fit in your ear? So every time I saw the Timeless, the large circle section always put me off from trying it because it's just a large circle. How is it going to fit in my ear? But everything changed when a certain someone kind of forced me to try them. And it was one of those moments where I was truly mind blown. To me, it fits me just fine, and actually it's pretty good. So this copy of the Timeless AE was loaned to me from a good friend who also loaned me the Heyday and requested for me to do a Planar shootout, which will come in a few days, but today it will be the review of the 7Hz Timeless AE. So the Timeless AE is an update over the original Timeless, and this time done in conjunction with the AliExpress store Angel Ears. It is important to note that this isn't just a palette swap of the original, but also features a brand new tuning as well. So kicking things off with the chassis of the Timeless AE, the chassis is made from machined aluminum, finished in a cool blue anodization process. It's actually quite a cool color, actually not very commonly seen in this realm. But of course, it has the same big circular shape on the faceplate, while the part where your skin actually touches looks a bit more regular, and as such, no issues from me when wearing them. I would actually say that they are quite comfortable, but you know, the shape is a bit weird. So your mileage might vary if your ears are a little bit different. So the thing about it is that it comes in a 2-pin termination, but I must put a big disclaimer here. You know that the big O-shaped faceplate thingy? If you have a 2-pin cable with a larger 2-pin cover, you might have some issues inserting the cable into the female socket of the AE. But I think it's just a possibility. I haven't encountered that yet, you know. But then again, why would you want to cable roll on the Timeless AE? The cable provided here, named the Thunderbird, is of pretty good quality. It has 4 cores of silver-plated copper and an interchangeable plug system, which I much prefer over the one that is implemented on the Tangzu Heyday. This one here is much shorter and much more ergonomic. It does not really extend so much when you use it with a DAP, so your risk of applying too much torque on the female socket is much lower. Also, it has quite a nice chin stop to help you hold the IEM in place, and you can easily slide them up and down. Oh, one more thing before I move on. So if you like the content so far, please kindly press the like and subscribe button somewhere right here down below. It really helps me out a huge bunch. So next, moving on to sound. The Timeless AE is an intricately balanced V-shaped IEM that gives a very satisfying low end that is matched with well-controlled treble frequencies. The thing about V-shaped tunings is that it can go quite wrong when the balance between the bass frequencies and the treble do not really relate, and that can be really not cohesive. It can really get very boomy or shrilly, but I think that the Timeless AE does balance these two titans quite well. Of course, typical of this signature, mid-range sits a little bit more recessed, watching the bass and treble take more limelight. So starting off with bass, I really enjoy the resonant rumbles of sub-bass frequencies on the Timeless AE. Sub-bass is the most prominent on the Timeless AE, and it quickly tapers to the mid-bass, and as such allows for the mid-range to be well separated from these lower bass frequencies. Control on the bass is also pretty on point as well. The balance between control and resonance on the Timeless AE is very classy. You want some resonance in the tone to make the overall tone lush, fun and enjoyable, but also want control to maintain the overall tonal picture. There is such a thing as having too much of a good thing. So if you get too much bass, that's not a good thing. So speed here is actually very fast. The overall bass tone here is able to envelop the whole total sonic soundscape, so it sounds really full. Next, moving on to mid-range. Now the Timeless AE renders vocals in a sweet manner, making vocals sound quite tantalizing. There is good levels of clarity there from the quick tapering of sub-bass to mid-bass. Also, there is just a slight emphasis on the upper mids. This contributes to the overall good vocal clarity characteristics of the Timeless AE. Mid-range is slightly recessed, but it maintains a clarity that allows it to be conspicuous enough in the whole sonic scape that stands toe-to-toe with the elevated bass and treble levels. I would say that the Timeless is quite transparent when it comes to mid-range. I find that the mid-range on the whole is pretty smooth, and total color on female vocals and male vocals to be quite consistent. There is good body to vocals. Also, the edges here are pretty well defined from the slight upper mid-range emphasis. Levels of detail on the mid-range of the Timeless is also pretty great, but can be a little better when you use an adequate deck amp to power it. So treble is a little bit energetic on the Timeless AE, and it allows for it to have good extension and overall resolution. I really like the resonance on the higher E and B string on acoustic guitars. It just rings and there is this shimmery sparkle that is also alluring. Now cymbals have a very nice sizzle and that isn't really glaring. This makes the overall tonal experience very enjoyable. Soundstage, when it comes to depth and height imaging on the horizontal and vertical axis, is very expectable and above average. The effortless nature of the treble allows it to have quite a nice rendering as well. Depth and positioning. So depth here, it's really above average. Positioning wise, it's relatively realistic in the grand scheme of things. And now moving on to comparisons. Of course, when we talk about Planars, we need to compare it to another Planar, that is the Tangzu Heyday. I think that the Heyday has a slightly darker tonality when compared to the Timeless AE. It is just a little heavier and slightly more lumbering compared to the Timeless AE. Now the Timeless AE is by comparison more nimble and more agile. I do feel that details on the Timeless AE are a little bit more effortless compared to the Heyday. So the Heyday does hit a little bit harder when it comes to bass between the two of them. I also feel that in terms of genre, the Heyday is slightly less versatile compared to the Timeless. That said, it is better if you're the type of person who likes a relaxed listen, then perhaps consider the Heyday. Then perhaps a Heyday can be a better choice. But for general listening or all-purpose listening, between the two, I think the Timeless AE would be more suitable for more genres. And finally, in conclusion, so the thing is, I really like the Timeless AE. I think that it provides excellent value for the performance that it provides. But I also know that these are priced a little bit higher compared to the OG Timeless, the black one. Now, if you have the original OG Timeless, I do not think that you need to upgrade them to the Timeless AE just because it is slightly newer. And honestly, I think that the original Timeless can basically do most of what the AE can. But if you want to get a brand new Planar Magnetic IEM and you are considering between the Timeless or the Timeless AE, you know what, it is very simple. Just get the Timeless AE for that little bit more money. I think the nice cable really makes up for it, and the overall updated tonality makes it a little bit more enticing. And with that said, I hope you liked today's episode of the Super Chong Super Audio Show. Thank you guys for coming back. It's great to see everybody again. If you see me in person, do stop me and say hi. And you know, I really wish to meet people in person because talking to a camera all the time gets a little bit lonely somewhat. With that said, thanks for watching and I hope to see you guys soon.